Have you ever stopped to wonder why some people in their 80s can still read the smallest print without even reaching for a pair of glasses, while others in their 40s are already struggling with bifocals? It's something that seems almost unfair. Isn't it? For decades, the medical world has drilled into us the idea that losing vision is just part of getting older, that it's inevitable, like wrinkles or gray hair. They say, oh, it's just part of aging, everyone needs glasses eventually. But I'm here to tell you, after working with thousands of patients who struggled with vision loss, that this simply isn't the whole truth. What I've seen in my years of clinical practice challenges this belief head-on. I've watched people who were told they had no hope. Individuals with severe macular degeneration regain their ability to see the faces of their grandchildren clearly. For the first time in years, I've seen patients who were stuck in a cycle of stronger and stronger prescriptions finally step away from their glasses. And do you know why? Because we stopped just covering up the symptoms and started addressing the real underlying causes. The truth is, vision decline is not some unavoidable part of aging. Most of the time, it's the result of factors that we can control. Factors like nutritional deficiencies, chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, and poor circulation. And here's the empowering part. When you address these root causes, you can often stop, slow down, or even reverse the damage. Imagine that. So before we dive deeper into this life-changing information, I want to ask you, have you ever been told by a doctor that your vision loss is just a natural part of aging? Have you been stuck in that endless cycle of getting stronger prescriptions every year? If so, leave a comment below with a simple yes. And while you're here, take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe, because what you'll discover today could change the way you see. Literally, let's break the chains of this outdated belief together. That's exactly why so many people find themselves trapped in a cycle of worsening eyesight, adding stronger glasses year after year, but never getting better. And before we dive deeper, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Drop a comment below with your country, so I can tailor some of my advice to the foods and resources that are available where you live. Also, if you already wear glasses or contact lenses, leave a quick yes in the comments. I'm genuinely curious how many of you are dealing with vision issues right now. In over 20 years of working in clinical practice, I've identified 4 major drivers of vision loss that are almost always overlooked by conventional medicine. Let's break them down together. First up, chronic nutrient deficiencies. Your eyes are among the most metabolically demanding organs in your body. They're incredibly complex, delicate structures that require a steady stream of specific nutrients to function well. Yet the modern diet, the fast food, the processed snacks, the sugar-loaded drinks robs us of these essential building blocks. We're talking about critical nutrients like vitamin A, zinc, vitamin E, omega-3, fatty acids, lutein, and zeaxanthin. When your body doesn't get enough of these for months or even years, the cells in your eyes begin to break down. Just like a car engine that hasn't been serviced will eventually fail. It's not a question of if, but when. Next is chronic inflammation. The silent, slow-burning fire that damages your body from the inside out. Every time you indulge in ultra-processed foods, refined sugars, and industrial seed oils, you're feeding this flame. And while you might not feel it immediately, that inflammation quietly erodes the delicate tissues in your eyes over time. Conditions like cataracts, macular degeneration, and glaucoma aren't just random. They often have roots in years of unchecked inflammation. And the scariest part, this damage happens slowly and silently. You don't wake up one morning with blurry vision out of nowhere. It creeps in over years until one day you realize you can't read the fine print anymore, or you struggle to see faces clearly. The third factor is oxidative stress. Every time you step outside into the sunlight, glance at your phone, or spend hours in front of a computer screen, your eyes are bombarded by harmful wavelengths of light, especially blue light. These rays generate free radicals, unstable molecules that wreak havoc on your cells if you're spending more than 2 hours a day staring at screens. And let's be honest, most of us are. You're accelerating the wear and tear on your eyes, and while your body has natural defenses to fight this damage, like antioxidants, they only work if you're getting enough of the right nutrients to fuel them. If you're not, your defenses weaken, and the damage accumulates faster than your body can repair it. And then there's the fourth, often ignored cause, poor circulation. Your eyes depend on a healthy, consistent flow of blood to deliver oxygen and nutrients. But when circulation is compromised, whether by high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, or simply a sedentary lifestyle, the eyes are the first to suffer. The tiny blood vessels that nourish your retina and optic nerve are incredibly sensitive to blockages and constriction. When they're damaged, your eyes don't get the nourishment they need, and vision starts to fade. Think of it like trying to water your garden with a clogged hose. No matter how much water you have, it can't reach where it's needed now. Of all the nutrients that matter for eye health, vitamin A stands out as an absolute cornerstone. A deficiency in vitamin A is still one of the leading causes of preventable blindness worldwide. Without enough vitamin A, the cells in your eyes lose their ability to regenerate properly, leading to a gradual, often irreversible decline in vision. But when you correct this deficiency, especially alongside other key nutrients, you give your eyes the tools they need to repair and thrive. And that, my friend, is a game changer. What so many of my colleagues fail to consider is something that could change how you see your own health. Even in countries with advanced healthcare systems like the United States, Brazil, or Argentina, millions of people are quietly living with what I call a functional vitamin A deficiency. This is a hidden issue that rarely shows up on standard blood tests. It's not severe enough to cause outright blindness or the dramatic symptoms doctors are trained to detect, but it's enough to slowly erode your vision over time, chipping away at your ability to see clearly without you even realizing it's happening. You might still pass your annual checkup with normal results, but inside your eyes are starving. And that's exactly why so many people simply accept declining eyesight as a natural part of aging. Because the medical system isn't built to catch this type of deficiency. It's like your car's gas gauge only alerts you when the tank is bone dry, but never warns you when you're running on fumes. By the time your vision is noticeably worse, the damage has been quietly building for years. To understand why vitamin A plays such a crucial role in all of this, we need to take a closer look at the retina, the thin, fragile tissue at the back of your eye that turns light into the electrical signals your brain uses to create vision. Your retina is packed with two main types. Of photoreceptor cells, cones and rods. Cones handle the details, color, sharpness, and clarity. Especially in bright light. Rods, on the other hand, are your night vision warriors. They allow you to see in the dark, to adjust to dim lighting, and to navigate safely when the sun goes down. But here's the catch: both cones and rods absolutely depend on vitamin A to function. Without it, they simply can't do their job. In fact, rods are so dependent on vitamin A that they rely on a specific molecule called rhodopsin, which is like a light-sensitive switch. This molecule is so sensitive that it can react to the faintest flicker of light, just enough to let you see in the dark. Every time light hits rhodopsin, it breaks down and has to be rebuilt using fresh vitamin A. If your body doesn't have enough on hand, this process stalls, and you start to experience problems struggling to see at night, feeling blind in dimly lit restaurants, or taking too long to adjust when you step from a bright room into a dark one. If you've ever had trouble driving at night, or if you find it difficult to see clearly in low-light settings, these are flashing red signals that your eyes may be running low on vitamin A, even if your blood tests say everything's normal. And it's not just your night vision that suffers. Cones need vitamin A too. Without it, your ability to see fine details fades, colors lose their richness, sharp lines blur, and everyday tasks like reading small text, threading a needle, or noticing the subtle expressions on a loved one's face become more difficult. Many people chalk this up to just getting older, when in reality it's often a direct result of their eyes lacking the nutrition they desperately need to thrive. Let me share the story of Fernanda, a 62-year-old woman who came to my clinic terrified. She had been diagnosed with early-stage macular degeneration, and her doctors told her there was no real solution, just treatments to slow the decline. They told her bluntly that she should prepare for a life where reading, recognizing faces, or driving would soon be out of reach. She sat across from me in tears and said, "Doctor, I have 5 grandkids. The thought of not seeing their faces as they grow up, it's unbearable." And that's the heartbreaking reality many people face. When we dug deeper, we found that Fernanda had a significant functional deficiency in vitamin A, something her standard lab tests had completely missed. On top of that, her body was overloaded. with markers of inflammation and oxidative stress, so we designed a comprehensive nutritional protocol for her, a carefully balanced plan that prioritized vitamin A, along with zinc omega-3 fatty acids and targeted antioxidants. I didn't promise miracles. I simply asked her to follow the plan with commitment for 6 months, and then we'd reassess what happened next. Surprised even me after 6 months, her eye exams told a completely different story. The progression of her macular degeneration had not only stopped, it showed signs of reversal. Her visual acuity improved from 20/60 to 20/40, a huge leap that gave her back the ability to read, to recognize faces across the room, and yes, to thread a needle and crochet for the first time in years. Fernanda's tears turned from fear to joy when she told me, "Doctor, my grandkids say I don't confuse them. Anymore I can see their smiles, their little faces. It's like I'm seeing them with new eyes." This is the part no one talks about. Your eyes have an incredible, often overlooked capacity to regenerate. Far more than we've been led to believe for years. We've been told that once the retina is damaged, it's over, that the decline is irreversible. But new research is challenging this outdated belief. Take the cornea, for example, the transparent front layer of the eye. It completely regenerates itself roughly every 7 to 10 days. The conjunctiva, the thin membrane covering the white part of the eye, renews itself constantly. Your eyes are not static. They are living, dynamic tissues that can heal if you give them the right tools. The question is, are you going to keep accepting the slow fate of your vision as an unavoidable part of getting older, or are you ready to take action to nourish your eyes to fight back against this silent decline? Because the truth is, your vision story isn't finished, and the steps you take today can rewrite the ending. Now here's the part that might just change the way you think about your eyes forever. For decades we've been told that the retina, a delicate, light-sensitive tissue at the back of the eye, often described as an extension of the central nervous system, is incapable of repair once damaged. It was believed the loss was permanent, but recent breakthroughs in scientific research are flipping that idea on its head. Cutting edge studies, including a landmark publication in the Journal of Neuroscience, have revealed that damaged retinal cells can recover function when they're given the proper nutritional environment. That's right, cells once thought to be lost forever can regain their vitality when the body is supported in the right way. Another powerful study published in the prestigious journal Nature found that vitamin A supplementation could actually reactivate dormant photoreceptor cells, those same cells that had been considered permanently disabled in certain conditions. Imagine that cells in your retina once thought to be beyond saving, waking up and working again just because you provided the nutrients they needed. Why isn't this front-page news? Why aren't doctors shouting this from the rooftops? Sadly, these groundbreaking discoveries are often buried in specialized medical journals far from the eyes of the public, and even from many ophthalmologists who still cling to the outdated idea that vision loss is irreversible. If someone told you your declining eyesight is just a natural part of aging or that it's irreversible, let me know in the comments. Just drop a quick yes. I'm curious how many of you have been handed that hopeless diagnosis without a single mention of nutrition or the possibility of recovery. Here's what's critical to understand. Vitamin A doesn't act alone. It's part of an intricate, perfectly balanced team of nutrients that work together to shield, nourish, and even regenerate your eyes. Let's break it down. Zinc is absolutely essential. It activates vitamin A and helps transport it from your liver to the tissues where it's needed, including the retina. Without enough zinc, you could have plenty of vitamin A stored in your body, but it won't be able to reach the areas that depend on it. It's like having a full tank of gas, but no fuel line to get it to the engine. Vitamin E plays the role of a bodyguard, shielding vitamin A from oxidation and degradation, so it can do its job. Then there's DHA, a specific type of omega-3 fatty acid. DHA isn't just good for your brain, it's a critical structural component of the retina itself, helping to keep your photoreceptors functioning and improving the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. Like a lutein and zeaxanthin are like protective shields. They concentrate in the macula, the very center of your retina, that's responsible for detailed high-definition vision. These compounds filter out harmful blue light from screens and sunlight while fighting off oxidative stress that can damage your eyes. Over time, selenium also plays a quiet but essential role It supports antioxidant enzymes that neutralize the free radicals, constantly bombarding your eyes without enough selenium. These enzymes falter, leaving your retinal cells vulnerable to damage. So where do you get these nutrients from? Let's talk about food preformed vitamin. A retinol is found in animal products. Liver is the king here. Just a small portion of beef or chicken liver can provide several times the recommended daily intake of vitamin A. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and tuna are also fantastic sources. Eggs, especially from pasture-raised hens, and full-fat dairy from grass-fed animals, provide meaningful amounts as well for carotenoids like beta-carotene. You'll find them in colorful plant foods, carrots, sweet potatoes, red peppers, spinach, pumpkin, cantaloupe, and mangoes. But here's a crucial point. Your body's ability to convert beta-carotene into active vitamin A is shockingly inefficient for many people. Some studies show conversion rates as low as 3 to 10%. That means if you're relying solely on plant sources for your vitamin A, you may never reach the levels your eyes need to function at their best. It's a hidden vulnerability that few people talk about. So how can you tell if you might have a functional vitamin A deficiency? Pay attention to the subtle signs your body is already giving you. Do your eyes tire quickly when reading or looking at screens? Do you struggle to adjust when moving from a bright environment to a dimly lit one? Are you increasingly sensitive to glare from car headlights at night? Do you experience dry, irritated eyes or notice your vision blurring intermittently after long periods of concentration? Are subtle contrasts and fine details, like the texture of a fabric or the delicate shading in an image, becoming harder to see? These are all warning signs that your eyes may be starving for the nutrients they need. Here's the takeaway. I need you to hear loud and clear. Vision loss is not an unavoidable price you must pay for growing older. In so many cases, it's the result of nutritional deficiencies and environmental stresses that you have the power to change. I challenge you to question the mainstream narrative that reduces eye health to a mechanical breakdown fixable only by ever stronger glasses or invasive surgery. You are not destined to watch your world fade into a blur. Instead, flood your body with the nutrients it craves. Fill your plate with foods rich in vitamin A and its critical allies. Cut back on inflammatory processed foods. Move your body to keep blood flowing freely to every part of your eyes. Protect yourself from blue light overload. And above all, start paying attention to the subtle whispers of your body, those early signs of trouble that are far easier to reverse now than when the damage becomes severe. It's time to reclaim your vision, because you deserve to see the world in full color, in sharp detail, and with the vibrancy that life has to offer. If this video spoke to you, please share it with friends and family, especially those who are struggling with vision problems. And don't forget to subscribe, because I'll be sharing even more powerful strategies to protect and restore your health naturally and holistically. Until next time, take care of those eyes.